What up, what up? Welcome to Mr. Brown's class where there's no whining and no complaining. Today we're going to talk about reading and writing decimal numbers. Okay, so when we have a fraction, right, like 3/10, okay, the 3 is the number of parts. Okay, the bottom is the total parts, right? Or this is the part, this is the whole. So you ate 3 out of 10 pieces of pizza. Okay, we can also show it like this. Okay, there's 10 parts, the whole, and we fill up 3 of them. Okay, that's 3/10 of a whole. All right, now, so this is 3/10. We could write it in words. Okay, when we talk about decimals or fractions, we're talking about THS. Right, so whenever you see 3/10, that means that this is going to equal 0.3 as a decimal. All right? Because what we have is we have a decimal. Over here we have ones, we have tens, we have hundreds, we have thousands. These all end in S. On this side, all right, we don't have ones, we have tens. We have hundreds. Right? We have thousands. All right? So on one side, we end in S's, the other. So 3/10. All right? That means we put a 3 in the 10th spot. Okay, so it's very easy if the denominator is 10. Okay? Now, so let's write 7/10. Okay, 7/10 as a decimal, okay, would be 0.7 because it's in the tens place, 7/10. Okay, and we could write that as a fraction as 7/10, and we cannot reduce that at all. Okay, now, if we have, and they'll have this, here, hold on just a second. Okay, it's easier if I found a picture and just copied and pasted. Okay, so we have 10 squares down this way, 10 this way. 10 times 10 is 100. So we know that there's 100 boxes here. Okay, so our fraction would be over 100. That's shaded in. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we know that's 10, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this would be 16 over 100, which is 16 hundredths, which is 0.16. Now, in this case, the fraction reduced is going to be different than the decimal. Okay, so this looks easy. All right, now let's reduce this. 8 over 50, 4 over 25, 4/25. Okay, so you always reduce the fraction, but we have a denominator, we can just use it, all right, for our decimal. Okay, pretty easy. Okay, let's look at this. Which digit is in the thousands place? Well, it ends in THS, so that means that it's part of the decimal. Okay, this is the tenths, hundredths, thousands. Right, so 5 would be in the thousands place. Just remember that on the decimal side it starts with tenths. Okay, 7 is in what place in this number? Okay, well, we have the tenths, hundredths, thousands, then we go 10,000s. And make sure that you put THS at the end of it. All right? Now, let's write this out in words. So, the key here is the decimal is and. All right? So, let's just work on the first part. So, this is 123. Okay? So, we're done with that part. We just write it like it normally. And then we put and. Right? Now, we write this out exactly how we see it. 123. And then, what place value is the 3 in? It's in the thousands. So we're going to write thousands. Okay, so that last word tells us what is the ending point of our decimal. Okay, so it's different than the whole numbers. Okay, so let's take 75 thousandths and write it using numerals. 75 thousandths. Okay, so remember what I told you. This is where our number ends. So, and it ends in THS, so we put a decimal. Okay, and then we're going to write 075 because that 75 has to end at the thousandths place. Okay, now let's do 111 hundredths. Okay, so there's the and, so that's where our decimal is going to go. So 100 and 11 hundredths. Well, the hundredths is the second place after the decimal. So 11 hundredths. Okay, everybody have a nice night. Remember, be more awesome.